What's up, guys? It's Liberty Dog. I want to make a little video today, help teach people multiple ways to make fire with things that they have around their home or things that you should carry with you in your hiking backpack or survival backpack, whatever you may have, and stuff you want to carry on your persons as well. So check it out, 10 ways to start a fire. Alright, so these are things that I keep in my backpack in these two pockets at all times. That way I know where they are, and I don't ever need to look through those pockets for other objects because I know this is all that's in these two. And that's all stuff to start fires with. Take 2 Bic lighters and fit them inside of a pill bottle, and this will float, keep all the water out, and you put the dispensing buttons facing to the bottom of the bottle so you can see they're not getting depressed by any of the child safety stuff. I keep vitamin bottles. You can wrap them in duct tape. Helps if they get crushed. You don't end up with a bunch of broken plastic in your backpack. Helps to keep everything all together. This is just regular household matches. And I ripped the strip off the side of the box and keep it in the box with the matches. Alcohol swabs, it's like what you would carry in your first aid kit. So if you have a first aid kit on you, you don't necessarily need these in the backpack. It's up to you. And cotton balls with petroleum jelly on it. These will burn for 3 to 5 minutes depending on how big they are. Another pill bottle with duct tape on it. I keep wood chips. Dried them out really well. Set them out on concrete in the sun. And keep those in there. Just make sure I have a small fuel source. Trioxane fuel bars. This is what military used to use to heat their food up under the little stoves. You can get these for pretty cheap. The Army surplus sites. And waterproof matches. And these little green canisters don't always come with a striking surface, so I took the one off of the dispenser that these came in before I put them in this bottle. And that's the stuff that I carry in my Alice pack. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I keep on myself, so that way if my backpack is lost or left behind, I'll still have fire resources on me. I always try to keep a lighter of some sort inside my pocket. It can be a Bic, it can be a Zippo. Keep another thing of waterproof matches. And I keep a magnesium stick with a flint attached to the side of it. A chunk of decayed pine, which the sap becomes flammable and comes compressed. This is really hard, a lot harder than your average piece of pine. And it's very flammable, as you'll see in a minute, along with a section of a hacksaw blade busted off of a friend's saw. And this is the stuff that I carry on myself. Alright, so here's everything. I've laid it out. Here's your lighters. I don't think I need to demonstrate those. You should know how to work that by now. Alcohol swabs. Just want to show you it's not a really hot fire. It's a really cool blue flame. You should try to always have your magnesium stick. These are the three things that I carry together. That magnesium with a flint on it, a piece of that pine with the resin, and a piece of the hacksaw blade. What you want to do is try to hold down, if you can, hold down whatever you're trying to light and direct the sparks onto it. And you can see that it gets burning. The longer it sits out, the less it's going to burn because the fumes are going to be gone. It's just alcohol. These ones are made out of like a synthetic plastic, so they don't burn as well as the cotton does. Next thing is our regular household matches. Make sure you kept part of the box so you got something to strike on. Different ways to hold it. You just need it to be firm. You can do it in your hand. You can do it on your shoe. You can do it on the ground. Kind of spin it as you light it. Helps to get going easier. You know, and then you can use your match to light this, or use your match to light the cotton balls, whatever. Okay, and then we got waterproof matches. Like I said, this doesn't come with a striker on it, so you need to use the lid. You want to try to spin the match really more than you strike it. You got to be careful to not break it off inside of here. You can get it going. As you saw, I had to rub it back and forth a little bit. These burn really well, and you can use this to light your cotton ball. And as you'll see, I should have spread this out a little bit. The more you spread it out, the easier it's going to burn. There's actually two of them stuck together here. See how the spread out one's got a lot bigger flame. It's spreading faster. It's getting hotter. Or if you don't have matches, you can always use your good old flint to light these. Burn better when they're spread out, not all up in a clump like that. See how much easier that lit once you spread it out. You can see this one's burning hotter than this one still. And then you can use this to start wood. It can either be wood you carry on you if you live in an area where you're confident you can find dry wood. You don't need to carry a little bottle of wood on you. You can carry something in its place. And then you can just stack this wood up. And that gives you a nice little start. You want to be careful to not smother your cotton ball. Kind of put the wood all off to one side and still let the cotton ball breathe. And then that can get going that way. Another thing we have is a trioxane fuel bar. Take one of your regular old matches. Sometimes these trioxane bars go right up, and sometimes they take a minute. That one wasn't too bad. So you can see that's also a really cool flame. It's not super hot. And I don't think it burns as long as the cotton balls either. Looks like I've got too much wood on this one here. And you can see the shit will continue to burn. And we also have this wood I was telling you about. You want to just shave you off some little pieces. This is the pine. The resin absorbs into the pine after the tree dies and it becomes a lot more flammable. I kind of want to try to get little chunks. Those big chunks don't light quite as well. Scrape you some off. You can even break this down so it's in nice small pieces. And it's quite flammable. I was really impressed with how well this stuff lights. Key is to not smash the pile when you strike the flint. Or you can use matches or your lighter. You see it lights up a little bit easier now. They're good. This right here is went out by now. This has still got a little bit of flame on there. Now what you'd want to do is you'd want to get all your little pieces of wood and leaf and dry grass and everything around before you start any of these other things up. So that way you've got everything ready to go. You can get a little bit bigger branches and work your way up in size so you can feed the fire and stand there and tend to the fire and you don't have to go get more fuel. Another trick is you can use a 9-volt battery and steel wool. I didn't have any of that available, so you ain't going to get to see that. Or you can use a bullet. It can be any kind of bullet. It doesn't have to be an AR bullet. It can be a pistol bullet, a .22 bullet, whatever. And I mean, you can mix this with the wood. Put your little wood chips on there. And you don't necessarily have to dump all the gunpowder out all at once. You could just maybe dump half of it out, put it on there, try to get it going, dump a little bit more, keep the fire going with the gunpowder. And you could use this with other methods. I mean, you can mix and match, do what you need to do. That's up to you to decide in the field how you're going to get a fire going for what your situation is. Probably should have put the match on there so it kept going. But, like I said, you can also use gunpowder. May the Republic stand strong. God bless America.